good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday. It is Friday. Yay.
Yay!
Woo! Woo woo. It's Friday.
Yes.
Thank God it's Friday. Even though I thank God for every day. Let me stop tripping just because it's Friday. It is. It. But hey, the weekend is upon us, and it is a holiday weekend. So I know some people are gonna rush out soon as they're gonna rush away from
Half
work.
day. Half day.
Day
Some
exactly.
people are already gone and on the road to wherever they're going.
Indeed. So, welcome to the social media scene. I am Alice Fuller, principal consultant at Sure Social, my own social media marketing and consulting business. And I will allow my illustrious co host to introduce herself because she does it so much better than I do. So, you go ahead and I'm going to push some buttons.
Well, thank you for allowing me the opportunity, Alice. My name is Dr. Tatachi Egbu. I am a media professor, a filmmaker, a media maker. I just love media all the way around and tech and pop culture. Happy to be here on this pre-holiday weekend Friday.
Yes, so again, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today on the social media scene, we got a good show. We got a good show. We got a good show. Okay, so there's a lot going on as usual in social media. And this week is no different than the one before, as far as that's concerned.
Something
we
changes every day. I mean,
you're
there's
right.
always we will always have a job, okay?
Soon as we decide what the show is going to be about, that evening something else pops off. Never for the last 3-4 weeks. That has always been the case. We go,
Mm-hmm.
we do our little rundown,
Mm-hmm.
and by 3-4 hours later, something else has popped off. So today, we're going to, of course, we're going to talk about. There's some Facebook things happening that I think will be really interesting for people, but we'll discuss it. We've got also Twitter, and Twitter is in, well, depending on how you look at it, it could be good news and it could be bad news depending on who you are. We've got Snapchat. We're talking about pinching Snapchat today, and we'll tell you as to why. And also we've let's see what else we got. Oh, we've got some things popping with YouTube. If you watch YouTube on traditional TV, you might find this exciting. So we've got some interesting things to talk about today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So for those of you who are watching this, please go ahead and invite some friends over. It ain't no fun unless some friends can
Uh.
have some social media. It ain't no fun unless some friends can have some social media. I mean,
I've
it's social. It is social, is it not? You got to share it. So share this out with some people on your personal pages, on your fan pages, your groups or wherever you do that. And hey, if you're on Twitter and some other places, tell some people to come on over. We got room, I promise you. Now we don't have refreshments for everybody though.
just for yourself. How selfish is that?
Well, bring your own. It's BYOB. B.
BYOR, bring your own refreshments. There you go.
Yes, bring your own. So while y'all are doing that, we're gonna go ahead, or I'm gonna go ahead and fire up my notes because there's a lot. There's a lot to remember.
Yeah.
So first things first. Since we're on Facebook, and we were talking about Facebook Messenger last week and all the wonderful things that you can do within Facebook Messenger. And it's funny to me how it seems Facebook is just trying everything in its power to get us to use Messenger outside of just messaging. In a minute, if they're not careful, we won't use Facebook. We'll just use Facebook Messenger. But then maybe that is the scheme. Nonetheless, so I am basically referring to now through Facebook Messenger, you can use Facebook Live. I know that sounds a little odd, but what Facebook wants us to do is use Facebook Messenger as we usually do. You message your friends, you send them stickies and all that other stuff. But now you can also do live video within Facebook Messenger. Now, some of you might say, "Well, isn't that like Snapchat a little bit?" Yeah, it is. Comma, and it's it's Facebook. If you're thinking, well, that kind of sounds like something else I'm using. Yeah, it does. but you know how Facebook do. That's how Facebook rolls. If somebody else has a popping tool or something else that's really popular, Facebook is going to figure out a way to make it happen on its own platform. But Tachi, are you using Facebook Messenger to do not because we talk Facebook Messenger, but do you also do video calls? Have you ever
I
done that?
do. I do. Well, no, not video calls because my thing is people try to video call me when I'm not video ready. So I just don't pick up about that. But I've used it for voice calls.
So you're not if you're not camera ready, you ain't having it.
Oh no, no. I mean, even when I go on these live streaming platforms, I'm on TikTok and stuff, they're like, "Hey, why don't you jump in?" No, I'm not camera ready. You will not find me disrespecting the viewers by jumping on looking crazy. It's not going to happen. So I
Oh,
just won't answer.
but see, here's the thing. I can't figure out what's the well, I can figure it out, but the thing is, to the average person, what's the big difference between allowing Messenger to have live video and doing a video call? Now, technically, for those of you that are thinking, hey, maybe I should try this, both individuals, you and the individual you're talking to, you must already be chatting with each other. So both of you have to see the chat in order to do the Facebook Live within Messenger or to do the live video. So, unlike the Facebook video call, a person doesn't have to be on Messenger per se or looking at a chat or within the chat in order to pick up a video call. So that's the spin.
Okay, this is a little it is too much. It's entirely too much. So I think the average person is not really going to care that much about it. It's cool, but what, like you were saying, for them, what is the difference between me doing a video call in there and using Facebook Live, unless they're trying to do away with that altogether and just use this one application, which is, kind of along the same lines of what YouTube did with Google Hangout and YouTube Live. You merge it together. So if you find that you have applications that are the same, you find a way to merge them together. That's the only reason I can see them doing this. Otherwise, it's just confusing. Leave it as it is.
I concur. I concur. I just think it's one more thing Facebook wants to throw at us just to make sure, hey, you don't have to go over to that other platform. We got you right here. Whatever you want, we got you. No problem. Just stay here. But it's redundant. It's
Maybe I don't want to.
hey, don't tell Facebook that.
I'm just saying, maybe, it's certain things, just like you understand the pain of this. You go to a stylist for hair that does hair, right? And that's the thing. But eyebrows are not their thing. So simply because you want to stay in one place, you're going to risk eyebrows being messed up. We don't do that. So you go to the place that works for your hair, then you go to the place that works for your eyebrows, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You do an a la carte thing for beauty.
Okay.
I think tech is kind of the same way.
Here's an image of basically what it's going to look like. Now, to me, it kind of looks like everything else. It's not, to me, it's not that exciting, but you can see.
Look at it. I mean, for real.
It's just it looks like what you have already. You hit the little button, and then you and a friend who's already in the chat, who's already talking to you, you can go back and forth. That's it. That's it. But you could do a video call. You could really just do a video call and do the same thing. You could just, hey, if you're not on Facebook Messenger, hey, let me just call them, make it a video call. Hey, I want to show you something right quick. Da 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 da. You show it to them, and in real time, and then you quote unquote you hang up.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's like I said, it's just one more thing to add to the pot. In other words,
And it could backfire because we're talking about you have all this functionality, but let's look at the demographic, or let's look at the characteristics rather of the users of these technologies. Not everybody is tech savvy.
That's true.
Not everyone is like you or I, that we will try and play with these things to understand the functionality, partially because we need to report this to you all. So the average person is not going to, they're like, oh, hell, no, something, whatever, I'm not using it. And I'm not saying that's everyone. But I think when you inundate people with too much information, it can backfire. So unless there is something markedly, wow about this, and there's a big wow factor, meh.
Well, yeah, then there's that. I concur. I think after a while, people are just like, look, I just want to do maybe two, three things on this platform and call it a day. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. And for the most part, none of it really is about live video. Although I will say, as we know, the big focus in social media right now is video, and the next
Correct.
thing is live video. So I guess on one end, this is just, like I said, this is Facebook's way of trying to get people to do more live video. I'd be curious to know, though. I would really be curious to know. We've had Facebook Live now for a couple of months, right? And I'd be curious to know, based on how many users Facebook has, which is, what, 1.7 something billion people.
1.7 billion, maybe
people.
just a tad over that.
And I'd be curious to know what fraction of that 1.7 billion have actually used Facebook Live. I would really love to know that.
Okay, and I say this every week. There are still some people that don't know there is a Facebook Live. I think we have to. Often we look at media in terms of the West, and Westerners may be very savvy as to the different parts of it. But when you look at some other places, they may or may not know. The fact is, there are some people who simply have a Facebook account to have a Facebook account. So you have the potential to reach 1.7 billion people, but in actuality, are you? Probably not, because I would say a good 65% of these people may not know that there is Facebook Live, that you can do this, or may not understand the functionality and then use it, or don't want to be on camera at all.
That's true. That's true.
And the search and discovery is still not that great for Facebook Live. So it's not like I could just really be a participant with a lot of videos. Right now, most people are probably only watching the videos of the people they know. It's only those people that know that there's a live map that will go out and seek other things. And half the time I forget.
You're right, because the Facebook Live map is not easily accessible. It's not like although it is right up under your nose, but it's not apparent that it's right up under your nose, because you still have to go someplace else within Facebook to find it. You still have to go, back to your personal profile, or either you have to use the URL of the facebook.com, I think, was it live map or whatever, to find it. So they don't make that easy. But here's what's interesting too. Speaking of live video, as well as Facebook and Messenger. Now on the Facebook app, they're going to they're going to switch around. Right now, the Messenger little icon is at the bottom, on your mobile app. Soon to come, they're going to replace that with a live video. So you can hit that and see the live videos of all the people that you follow and things of that nature. And then under that will be, other people who are going live or whatever based on Facebook's algorithm. And your Facebook Messenger button will be off to the upper right or something of that nature.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, they're pushing it.
And like I said, MEH. Before we go on, I just wanted to acknowledge our good friend Don John, comedian.
Hey.
Donovan Johnson is watching, as well as a couple other people in Facebook Live land. So thank you for being here, Don John. And he said, hey, y'all.
Hey.
You know what? I can't with you. I cannot. I love you to death, though.
Just say it.
Hi, Kimberly Maya. Welcome.
Hey,
welcome.
Kim.
So I have something. I know before we go on, there's kind of some breaking news, and it broke yesterday, and it's not directly related to social media, but it is because that's how we access social media most of the time.
Yes.
So if you got the new Samsung 7 Galaxy Note, know that there is a recall that is happening because of exploding battery fears. So this just came out last night, and I actually posted it on my Twitter, and I was like, So remember, it was just 2 weeks ago that they had the big Samsung event where they released the Galaxy Note 7. They talked about, and this is, it's not funny because this is the thing. It has Retina scan, and this thing is exploding. Okay, that's not cute. So you're trying to scan it in, and the thing. So it's not like spontaneous combustion. Okay, so but there are sales have been halted globally, and so far there have been 24 million that have been sold. And so there's going to be a recall now. Again, it's the battery that is the issue. And so they're working on replacing that battery. So had to get that out because that was breaking
Yeah,
news.
because for those of you who sleep with your cell phone near your bed,
That's why I don't. That's why I don't. I told you I don't do that. Next thing, your bed is engulfed in flames because you wanted to, and you're crispy because you
she
wanted
said you are
to be
crispy.
in your bed with your phone. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Mm.
Why you gotta be crispy though?
You no, you would be quite toasted and crispy. Okay, broiled. It's funny, but it's really not
No,
funny
it's
because
not.
that's why electronics these things we don't realize how volatile chemicals are. And these are lithium ion batteries that are being used. In fact, most things that have rechargeable batteries are lithium ion.
Yeah.
They really don't use nickel cadmium anymore. So these lithium ion batteries, these are chemicals basically. It's chemical reactions. You don't realize how volatile these things are. So one false move.
Boom.
Exactly. So don't sleep with electronics like that in your bed. It may be tempting. Um, it's not to say I have not done it.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
Alice Fuller.
I'm just sorry. I'm sorry.
Fuller.
I'm sorry. You that one phrase you just said took my mind in a whole nother kind of direction. Uh,
Don Don says that only about 0.03% of the devices have been affected. Yeah, yo, you're right, John. That's the thing, that it is a small number, but still, as a precautionary measure,
yeah,
they're going to call everything because one is too much.
yeah. So, matter of fact, check all the electronic devices you may go to bed with. So, so your cell phone and you know whatever
Alice Fuller.
whatever.
Alice.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Alice Fuller.
Electrical devices don't necessarily need, sometimes, just put them away in the drawer somewhere, just, or, far away, just in case. Just saying. This,
The views expressed by Alice Fuller are not necessarily the views of
that,
Takachi Eg.
that was a
Not
public,
necessarily
that was a
spokesperson.
public service announcement. We
Uh,
saved somebody right there, right there.
that was a public service mess. Look at you.
That was some good we just did. We just saved somebody from being, as you say, crispy.
It's crispy. Well, okay, I have to say I love how you saved it, but yes. Correct. Any type of electronic device you need to be very cautious with around soft bedding.
Or soft flesh. How about that? So, okay, so moving right along. One other thing, for those of you who may be deemed influencers and or have the little verified little check mark or whatever on your little profile, and you feel like you got a little swagger about yourself because you got a little because you verified. Well, for those of you who are leveraging your verified account and doing business, and what I mean by business is you found a business or a sponsor or somebody that basically wants you to talk or promote or advocate via your profile or fan page as of September 1st, which was yesterday.
Yesterday?
The branded content policy is in full effect. So what that means is, before you get on here like DJ Khalid,
DJ
Khaled,
Khaled. Yeah.
before you get on here and just start talking and talking and talking, you will need to literally do what they at, and then put who is paying you to talk about their product and or service in your post. And
I th- Go ahead. I'm sorry.
now this is real, people. We're not playing, because the government, the popo, the law, they are shutting people, and even big celebrities are getting slapped on the hand and some other things where this is concerned. So just be wise when you make that deal with a sponsor or whoever you may be doing business with to talk about their product and or service via your social media, because this is going to be true not just for Facebook, but this is true across the board. You need to say, hey, this thing is sponsored by, this is an ad, this is you can do whatever you need to do to let people know that you are being paid to say it, because otherwise you could get yourself in some real trouble.
Absolutely. And there was I don't know if it's the same article or another article where they were talking about KK, Kim Kardashian, Kim K, and the fact that, okay, she does something for, what is it, Chewy Hair Vitamins or something to that effect. And so these celebrities that endorse these products via social media, they can get up to 150,000 per tweet. So you're talking about some serious moolah, serious money that is being made here off of this. And so, and we don't even know that these that they really actually use the product. You would hope they would be have some integrity and use the product, but you don't know that. So at least though we know, because of this, that all right, this is being sponsored, or this is, sponsored content, and there's going to be a lot of this. You're seeing more and more branded content, so you have to be able to let the audience know, or let consumers know, what is actual content and what is branded or sponsored content, because that also determines how you view whatever it is that content is.
Like Donovan said, some people are putting ad in the post. You got to make that thing visible to people. Make it visible. Make people say, make it plain. Make it plain.
Make it plain.
That's what you are there to do. Now, you may not have to do that for every post, but you need to do that for those instances where you know for a fact you are promoting or advocating somebody's cause, or especially if they're paying, and especially if you sign on the dotted line and there's an exchange of money. If there's an exchange of anything, you need to go ahead and let people know, this is a promoted post. They're paying me to do this. They're paying me to say this, or this is sponsored by, or as Mr. I want to call him Don Juan so bad.
Don Juan. Oh.
Just literally put something in that, especially if it's video, if it's an image, just put ad in it. I mean, they used to do that with Twitter back in the day anyway, when people
they did
would be paid $25 or something to tweet for a company, and they would create the ad for you, and you would just tweet it, but every one of them said ad at the end of that tweet somehow or the other. So you've been told, people don't get in trouble.
You've been forewarned.
You have.
You have been forewarned, absolutely. But I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move because it prevents bamboozlement, which is not a word. I made it up. But it prevents bamboozlement.
Bamboozle is a word, though.
It is. Bamboozle is a word, but there's no...
movie by Spike Lee.
Bamboozled, is the movie.
Yes.
And so, but I just added the ment, so bamboozlement, the state of being bamboozled. Thank you.
Oh, you gotta love people who know how to use the vernacular of the day. So,
yes, and define it.
So if you're still confused, we're also talking about product placement. So don't try to slide something by the camera right quick, and you're being paid to do so. That is also considered an ad. That's all right.
Wow.
I'm just saying, if she gets a deal, fine. But if she's going to be Facebook, if you're watching, Big Brother Facebook, if you're watching, you hit up her account. Don't hit up mine. Okay? Don't get
Let me tell you, John's in Nigeria right now. He has no time for me.
I'm just
He's
saying.
talking to my country people. He has no time for me drinking water.
Like I said, I'm about to be a snitch. Her profile name is.
You see, this is why. This is why.
Just
you're not loyal.
Leave me out of it. Leave me out of it. Leave me out of it. It wasn't me. Okay. So, in other news, so we've got Facebook covered. You got the branded content policy to be aware of. You got the Facebook Live coming to Messenger, even though I think that's so, even, that I don't think that's that special, but it's worthy of mentioning because it is something new. You might want to explore it, maybe, maybe not. Totally up to you. Okay, now moving on to Instagram. Yay! Now,
Yes.
for those of you who and I'm guilty of this, I have looked at an image and thought, I would really love to be able to make that thing bigger. Just if I could just and you hit on it and you're thinking, because we're so prone now to pinch something and to squeeze something to make the image big. Well, here's the deal, people. Instagram will now allow you to pinch an image to make it bigger. Indeed. And it looks something like this. See? It looks something like that. When you get an image on Instagram, you pinch it like so. And when you pinch it, you let it go, it goes back to the original size. That may not be exciting to some people, but for those of you who like to get a close-up of some things every now and then, now you are empowered to do so by pinching.
You know what? I think not that it's 100% exciting, but I think it's something interesting because it allows you now not to have to be so close. And for people who like to do Instagrams you're at a concert or you're someplace where you're really far back, but you want to share the moment, that's what zooming allows you to do. Now, the thing you have to be careful about with this is it's still going to probably, don't be surprised if it doesn't look that great because it only allows 1080 in terms of pixels. So that's not a lot when you talk about zooming in. So remember, the higher the pixel count, the sharper the image is going to be. So you might end up with some janky looking pictures, but you can zoom in. And that effect calms down if you're in enough light. So you're really going to notice it though if you're in the dark. Mm-hmm. Just 2 cents.
So right now, this is popping on iOS, iPhones, but some Android people are reporting already they're able to do it. So it's probably rolling out slowly to Android, mm-hmm. But for those of us who are iPhone popping, there you have it. Pinch away.
Fantastic.
Just understand that when you do that, it might be grainier. I'm just saying, because not mm-hmm. everybody takes good pictures. They just don't. So just understand. Sometimes it may not work for you.
Can I talk about YouTube?
You can talk about anything you want.
Thank you. So YouTube actually made an announcement this week. They're changing their television app. What? You didn't know there was a television app? Probably a lot of people did not. But if you have an over-the-top service like an Apple TV, definitely Chromecast because YouTube is Google/Alphabet, mm-hmm. parent company, you definitely have access to the YouTube app. And you can watch it on the big screen. I've never done that, mm-hmm. but anything bigger than my iMac, which is I don't know how many inches, 27, something like that. So I've never done anything on a big screen per se. But they've changed it up. So this week, they're allowing users to explore the content through clicking tabs on a new carousel feature. So this I haven't seen it, but it sounds something like scrolling through your documents on the Mac, because you're a Mac user too. Mm-hmm. When you go to your to where your documents are, you can scroll through. This is what this sounds like. So it's called YouTube in the Living Room, and it's got really hot topics like comedy, news, and family. 14 tabs in all, and it's designed as this kind of lean back experience. That's what they're yes, lean. We can't sing.
That's why I'm just dancing.
You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They can't sue us for dancing.
No, they can't. And his name rhymes with Hat Flow. Anyway, you can guess who the artist is from that. Hat Flow. So, they're doing this because YouTube is acknowledging there's a growing interest from viewers that are watching the content in their living room. And again, there are a lot of people that really did not know that you could access YouTube via app on your television. But yeah, on an over-the-top service, that is. So even, I don't know if Xbox has that. I'm sure they do. Anything over the top probably has this capability. So according to them, to YouTube, the time spent watching YouTube in the living room more than doubled in 2015. 18 to 49-year-old YouTube users have watched YouTube on their TV. More than half of that, okay, have watched it on their TV. So, I mean, I guess it's something worth it to try and make the user experience better. And this is why they have this new carousel feature. So if you have YouTube on your tube, you're going to notice a new carousel feature.
You know, we were talking yesterday, Lord have mercy. Yesterday, you see, these soup coolers sometimes get in the way. We were talking yesterday about how watching YouTube, especially if you're looking at TV content on YouTube, according to this study that Google had Nielsen do, it can enhance or increase the ratings of traditional TV. Because we kind of got into this mindset that now it's online versus traditional TV, when in fact, if you're thinking smart, thinking strategically about it, the two do work hand in hand. Because I've seen a trailer probably on YouTube way before I saw it on television, and decided, oh yeah, that's something I will definitely turn the TV on, because the TV only comes on maybe once a week for me. And now that Greenleaf is gone, it'll come on again probably on Thursdays or maybe once or twice a week, and that's it.
We know what you watch.
Yes, indeed. So for those who are thinking about creating some content, especially if you work in the entertainment game, because we call it social media scene, because this is where entertainment, TV, film, social media, we all in this big old room together. Don't start thinking about traditional TV versus YouTube. Technically, YouTube is a great promotional tool. It has been a great promotional tool from the jump, and everybody watches YouTube. Old people watch, young people, every demographic watches YouTube.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I have another story on the VMAs. Shall we talk about the VMAs, or do you want to?
No. Let's go ahead and talk about the Rihanna, Beyonce, and Teyana Taylor show. Go ahead.
The
better known as the
I was
VMAs.
like, they got a show. Like, you see me, I'm like, they got a show for real.
Wouldn't that be hot?
Maybe a hot mess,
No,
but
I think that would be kind of hot. You know, if they can keep
what would they do?
They can keep egos in check. You know, it might work out. Not a reality show. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want to see that.
That's the only thing I can see them doing.
No. I'd like them to do not a reality show, but maybe a special TV broadcast or something. Because that's basically what it was.
Okay.
Beyonce opened the show. Rihanna performed 4 times. That makes it her concert. And then Teyana Taylor made a special appearance.
If you add up all of the time that Beyonce and Rihanna spent on stage, that was a concert. You're absolutely correct. And you know what? Anybody who was there live probably would have felt they got their money's worth.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, you could just do a hashtag search. Or, because we know Snapchat too, but I was thinking Instagram, but they got the new video where they're curating videos of the events.
Yes.
You can sit right in the pit, right next to the stage, and see Beyonce's booty and Rihanna's booty or whatever else, and everybody else literally looking up at the stage, sitting right there in the pit.
Well,
there it is.
Hit this. So, but as we know, MTV is, there's a couple of things actually that happened with MTV. So MTV and Vivo have teamed up, and they are going to be, or they already have released clips from the MTV Video Music Awards that just happened, which is a big thing because MTV is usually notoriously like this with their content from the VMAs. So if you don't know Vivo, they are a video music platform that is on YouTube, that they're their own, but you primarily view their videos on YouTube. And so they've teamed up and they're going to be releasing clips of the performances, etc., on Vivo, so via MTV. So that's interesting. So now the bigger story is we already know that last year the VMAs were the most tweeted about event. So they're really big on social media. Well, so this year they've already got numbers, and They are, according to MTV, this is the biggest digital reach ever in the award show history. So overall, this year's VMAs served more than 173 million video streams between Sunday, August 28th, and Tuesday. So the day of the show, between that day, the Sunday, and the Tuesday, they had 173 million video streams just on the VMAs alone from different people. Okay. And it may be even more because there may be hashtags you didn't catch, or maybe somebody didn't name it and you didn't catch. So it could be more than that. And so that's up 313% from last year. They also had a really big presence on Snapchat. Okay. Of course, Snapchat has 150 million users. MTV's live story feed on Snapchat reached nearly 21 million unduplicated global unique viewers, which means how 21 million separate individual viewers. Okay, the networks they had content themselves that covered the VMAs that featured Beyonce, Rihanna, Britney Spears, etc. All right, and then the Snapchat account delivered 30.5 million total views. That's a lot. So the biggest thing is more people viewed VMA content on Snapchat than watched it on traditional television. So traditional linear television only had 6.5 million people that watched.
Wow.
So you're looking at all these views. So digital really beat out and really pushed the envelope this year in terms of the VMAs. I think that's amazing.
So MTV, seeing the analytics have spoken. Instead of you doing deals with Vivo, maybe you need to do a deal with Snapchat. I mean, just saying. I mean, technically, the analytics have spoken. It's not like I just made that up. I'm just saying.
There's already an MTV section on Snapchat, but
but
they could do more.
I mean, it works hand in hand, considering the demographic for MTV, especially for something like the VMAs, and the Snapchat demographic. I mean, that's like peanut butter and jelly, right? Hand in glove. They should hire us.
Because that was thought was going through my head as soon as you were talking about all this free promotion chat. Yeah, hire us.
And I promise you'll get your money's worth.
More than, because look what the hell we're doing for free now. Ooh. So I'm just saying. If we have this much energy and this much information and we're doing it for the love of the folk, imagine what we would do for you, MTV.
Yes, MTV. And now MTV, I've worked with you before, so
there you go. You've got a veteran. You've got an alum.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah. So you can slide that proposal right across the table. So
you have to put the back into it with you, so it goes all the way.
No, that's a different proposal. If I back into it, I need to come
from
the front, front facing. There you go.
Okay.
Yes. So, speaking of Snapchat, because there's some new things popping with Snapchat that I think most people will probably be either excited about or once again like, I ain't paying for that. And yes, I do mean there is a little monetary investment may need to be made. Now, for those of you who love your geo filters, now Snapchat is your baby. Tachi. It's yeah. So Snap and I are we're kind of dating. Like I'm trying to figure out whether I like it or not. Kind of, sort of. Okay.
That's okay. You should never be married to any platform.
No. So at this point, you can get customizable geo filters. Now these particular filters are centered around celebrations, birthdays, and kind of special events like that. However, now you can still do your own, but these are kind of like templates that you can create. So let me give you a little taste. See, like this for birthdays. Isn't that cute with the little dog? And you can go in there, do one for a birthday. You could do one for weddings and things of that nature. Real cute.
I like that dog looks like a bear.
Oh, all right. So so if you want to create these or use these templates, well, I think I call them templates because technically you kind of customize them as you need, but they're providing, most of the graphical for you. You just kind of change the things as you need. You go to snapchat.com on hyphen demand. That's where you need to go if you want to have access to these. Now, I will tell you right up front, they're not free. So don't even roll over there and be like, what? She didn't say.
Well, look how pretty they are. You know they're not free. Come on.
Well, they could have given you one freebie, and then if you want to do more, up the game.
That's true. That would have been good business sense. But guess what? They don't have to because they know people will buy them anyway.
Oh yeah, they'll do that. So they start at $5. $5. Now that $5 can go up depending on. Yeah, we got 5 on it. That's yeah. Well, no. Depending on which. Well, never mind. I digress because I forgot what that song was about. So
exactly.
So they start at $5, and that price can go up or vary based on location and time.
So I have a question, and I
Yes.
think I asked this yesterday. I want them to get the answer to this. Do you know if when you get that filter, is it indefinite? You buy it and then you can continue to use it, or is it just for that one story?
You know what? I don't know, and none of my research thus far has said so. All I've seen, my source of this has been. I got a couple of sources actually. I got about 3, 4 sources, and they're all saying the same between the Next
The same
Web,
thing.
and they're all saying the same thing. Basically, everybody gets the same press release, and they just regurgitate it. So,
Well,
for the most part, they're just saying once you create it, pay your $5. Based on where and how long you want it, that's going to vary your price. And I'm assuming, once you use it for that particular instance or that particular moment you're trying to create via Snapchat or your Snap rather, or a Snap story, and that's it. So from a business standpoint, I would dare say you're probably going to pay $5 a pop. Every time you use it, it's going to be $5. That's what I'm thinking. Now I could be very, very wrong. So for those people who know, please enlighten us. But I'm thinking, as a business, they're probably, you know what, these things are going to go fast. No. We want them to pay $5 per, not $5 one time, and you use it forever and a day. That's what I'm thinking.
interesting. I'll have to find out some more info about that.
I mean, because technically, if you're using it for birthdays, weddings, and I forgot what the other thing is. I mean, you're not going to be using it that special occasion type stuff.
Right. But I'm saying if that's something that you wanted to save and say, "Oh, I can use this again for
Yeah.
such and such," or "I can use this again for Papito or whatever," and for Papito's birthday, just don't make it specific. You make it general enough so that it will work for everyone, and use it again. But if you can't, if they're going to charge you each time, it might make you think twice about.
You'll just have less special occasions to use them.
Or how about I just send you a card?
There it is.
Anyway, there you go.
Well, there it is.
Fantastic.
There it is. So, speaking of Snapchat
Yes.
and this new ad with Serena Williams, this is cute though. I gotta give them props. Now, whoever came up with this is cute. Now, if you were on ESPN's Discovery on the Snapchat and you happened while you were swiping and whatnot, you saw this ad, and it's just like a game. What be this? Serena Williams. Well, some of us really do want to be Serena in another life. Well, now here's your chance. Here's your chance through Gatorades. I don't even know what kind of ad this is. It's a gamification ad, or what do you? I don't even. What category do we put this ad in?
I don't. I mean, yeah.
It's creative.
It's an interactive game.
It's an interactive game. That indeed it is, and it looks kind of like what'd you say, Atari? It's a throwback.
Look, it's Atari, and I said I hope to God that they meant for it to look like
Okay.
this, because if you didn't,
Okay.
you need to get a new designer.
That right there is a throwback. Okay, does that not look like a throwback? That's some old school. I don't.
That is some Atari. There
Thank
was
you.
a
That's what I
tennis
was looking
game.
for. That's what it was, Atari,
That is Atari.
Miss Pac-Man.
And see, and even look at her ponytail, because back in the day, you could not get the fine detail with the pixels. So you see how her ponytail's like all sticking up and stuff because it's a
It's a
throwback.
throwback.
So
And
yeah.
for every level you go, now they did some research. Now her little outfit will change. And I guess they did some research to see what outfit she was wearing for those particular matches that they're having you replay on this game. So that's kind of cute. But all of this, remember, it's still an ad. At the end of the day, it's fun, it's cute, but it's still an ad because guess what? The U.S. Open. When did it start? Did it start?
I don't
This
think it started yet, has it?
I thought it had already started, but nonetheless, it is.
I'm sorry. I stopped paying attention with the Olympics ended. I was like, okay, back as you were. So,
Okay, so basically, it is all designed for the U.S. Open, and basically to help promote that. Now, here's the thing: this game includes 22 levels of tennis, 22 levels, and they're going to make it easy. So don't think it's going to be really really hard because they want you to get through every level. And the 22 levels represent 22 Grand Slam single titles that Williams has won. I mean, that's kind of, I mean, hey, for her, it's all gravy. Now, in each level, the player will attempt to win the match point. Now, here's the other thing. You can play it on mobile, or you can play it on desktop. So for those of you who are a little bored at work, not that I advocate that. I'm just saying.
oh, slippery slope.
I'm just saying.
Slippery
If you
slope.
just happen to be at work and you just happen, okay. So I'm just saying it happens. Okay, so once you hit level 23, if you get that far, the game will unlock September 10th, the day of the U.S. Women's Open final. If and only if William wins the title.
I love the way that you phrased it like a story problem from Math, If and Only If.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite. I love those. So that's a throwback, just like this Atari game. And actually, Kimberly Maya said that it started August 20 and 29th. So you're right. It started 2 days ago or 3 days ago, that whatever that is. 4, whatever. I can't subtract. So, okay. So
Play on,
that's
player.
play on, play on. I'm just wondering how many people, and you know how we sometimes tend to base social media use sometimes off of our own use, which is so incorrect.
Yes.
But I don't ever, Don John co-signed on this. We don't ever really look at the Discover section. Every once in a while I will, but I follow so many amazing people that my concern when I get on Snapchat is if I'm not making it myself, and that's a job in itself, doing stories. I'm looking at other people's amazing stories because they're amazing storytellers. So I'm not as concerned with what's in the Discover section. So, but that's just me. But I'm saying if that's me, I'm wondering what a younger demographic does, whether or not they're just really concerned with their friends or whether or not they're looking at the Discover section.
Well, here's what's interesting too, because this is ESPN, and we were talking yesterday. Looking at this game, that's a throwback that only you, I, and some other people who happen to be really grown.
Yeah,
We're not old. Don't get it twisted. So, but we're grown, and when you look at that, it just brings back all those old memories of playing video games. The arcade, the Miss Pac-Man. So I think they designed it almost to appeal to an older demographic per se.
Oh, that's Gen X all day.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because
That's Gen X all day because there are some younger users who may not. They're like, why does it look so bad? It looks like so janky. So I'm thinking that it's really aimed towards Gen X and maybe those of us who really understand and knew what Atari is. And even some of the throwback, because I had some millennials that are like, nerds like me, and they get the whole, they have old Atari sets, they collect them. So I think it's a very specific demographic that this is aimed at. So you're right.
So moving on to the Twitter. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Now, for those of you who love Twitter like I do and my illustrious co-host, Twitter, on one end, I want to support them, but on the other end, I think in this particular instance, they may have done it. They may have gone a little overboard, maybe just a little bit, just trying to be a little too sensitive, maybe. Okay, for those of you who know about the YouTuber PewDiePie, is it PewDiePie? Pew.
It's either PewDiePie or PewDiePie, but he's like one of the most watched YouTube channels.
Okay, so he was on Twitter, and he, according to his explanation, now there of course there's an explanation as to why his account became very suspended, and he basically unverified his account. Twitter did not unverify his account. He unverified his account because he is really kind of frustrated with the whole verification process and how people try to make it more than it really is. Like, you feel like you got some swagger because you got that little blue check mark about about yourself. You walk in the room like, I got this. Okay, come sponsors, come one and all, because I got the check. I'm an influencer. It's just like, so he's really frustrated with that. So because he was frustrated with that, he unverified himself. And instead of that little blue check mark, he put a little global thing next to it.
I was about to sing.
But see,
Sorry.
here's what got that didn't get him in trouble. What got him in trouble was in trying to be cute. He and another Twitter friend of his decided they were going to joke around about his account being unverified because they had joined, guess who? ISIS.
Yeah,
See,
that's not funny.
no, that's not funny. See these tweets here? Okay, so that's PewDiePie right there. That's
Take a look.
and then the sadder part is, once he put that tweet out there, then this fake news outlet decided to run with it. The Sky News, they decided to run with it. And of course, because they decided to run with it, other people decided to run with it. The story was picked up by Mashable. It was picked up by all of these other online magazines or online websites around, tech news and celebrity news or whatever else. And so Twitter, I guess, didn't really understand or know, we don't know which way he's going with this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to suspend his account. And not only are we going to suspend his account, that means he's going to lose that 8.7 million something followers that he has. So on one end, a lot of this, it's, I want to say a lot of, to a degree, you have to take ownership a little bit, dude, about this.
Don John said, insert side eye. Yes, absolutely.
You can't play around with ISIS. People are too sensitive, just too sensitive. So everything is, Twitter and PewDiePie, they're back in, some sort of communication now where his account is no longer suspended. But when I checked the wee hours of this morning at 1:30 a.m., he had not received all 8.7 million followers back. He was only at 4.7.
Stop sleeping in the bed with your phone. We already said that. 1:30 a.m.
First and foremost,
Okay.
I was not in bed.
Okay. I'm just saying.
And I was looking at it on the computer, not the mobile phone.
Okay. Well, I stand corrected. La-di-da. B, I don't understand why anybody would think this is funny. Besides I'm just going to go ahead and say it and then I'll leave it alone. Mm-hmm. But this is what a sense of self-importance does. Now you're a big time YouTube star, mm-hmm. and you think you can do anything you want. So because you have this YouTube privilege and this influencer privilege, now you think you can that's just not funny. That's not funny at all, because you can get other people riled up besides what is it? YouTube, mm-hmm. Not YouTube, Twitter. And that could be Homeland Security. Do you really want that on your behind? I'm just saying.
Well,
that's a more serious thing than getting your Twitter account suspended.
If you see the explanation on his YouTube channel, he starts out explaining this whole culture around the Twitter verification and how it annoys him because for some people they think, once again, they think, life got better because all of a
I
sudden.
agree.
And so he also throws shade at Twitter because of the process, because it appears just because you have a certain amount of followers, you can suddenly get verified out of the blue. So he's taking them to task about their whole verification process.
And I agree, but how many
That's where he messed up, though.
watched it from the beginning or even watched it at all? How many people just took their information from these reports, from tweets, and formed their own opinion?
Mm-hmm. That's where he messed up, when you play around with your friends on Twitter and thinking that everybody is in on it, and then somebody picks it up, and as he says in the video, when the U.S. picked up the story, that's when stuff got real. He was fine.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke, but to him, he didn't think it was anything serious until the story went literally somewhat viral, and Twitter basically was like, "Look, dude, we don't know which way you're going with this, and you are suspended." So at this point, I suspect everything probably will be back in order. He may have all of his followers back by now, all 8.7. I don't know.
I agree with him using his platform as a voice to call out the inequities when it comes to verification, because nobody knows how the hell one gets verified. I've seen some people that are doing some amazing things and they have Twitter accounts and they can't get it verified. So, okay, that's not the end all and be all. So I understand it. The thing is, you have to do things in a responsible way, because now you are a media influencer. I'm going to say this for all of you that are media influencers, whether you're YouTube stars or Vine famous, whatever the case is, you are now the voice for certain people, and you have to be responsible with that voice. Yeah. That means don't say anything about ISIS on it's because it's not funny.
Nope, nobody's laughing.
No.
And so, speaking of influencers, and content creators who happen to be influencers, Twitter wants to pay you to create content, specifically video content, put ads in front of it, and give you 70% of the revenue, and they take 30%. That might sound like a plan. If you can get the clicks that you need, that might be a new part-time job or a new hustle for somebody.
Exactly. It's through their program Amplify, which was only available to professional publishers at first, and now they've opened it to in an effort to get social media stars and public figures, give them the ability to make more revenue. So this program Amplify is now open to them. But for the rest of us groundlings, we just won't have access to it, or we have to wait until they say we can have access to it, which might be never.
Yeah. So Donovan says, I think now with the verified accounts filter, having it would make you easier to find. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, when you get verified, let us know.
Because you're going to get verified, Don. Yeah. I already know, because
you're
too big of a deal not to.
You get
so question.
Let us know. So this rev share sounds like a win-win for everybody. I'm thinking. No, I'm not an influencer as of yet on Twitter.
Right.
Well, not by their terms. So.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty damn important, but they don't.
Well,
so.
No. Well, technically, I was considered an influencer some years ago when Klout was pop. Remember Klout? KLOUT.
Yeah.
And so Klout invited me into their program as an influencer, and I was able to. Basically, they asked me to tweet about TV shows, and I got TV swag. The little stuff that you get from the press junkets.
I love swag.
When it's useful, yes. But if it's
I like swag because I like to give it away.
Oh, okay, yeah, that works too for your giveaways. That works. But some of that stuff is just
a tooth flosser with the latest show on it. How nice.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. But I got some good stuff though, some quality, hoodies and jackets.
Okay.
So I gave away some stuff, but I ain't gonna lie, I kept what I
wanted. Well. I feel you.
Not even gonna lie about it.
I feel you. Wow.
Not even. 'Cause
So, question
yes.
about that. Did they say when this program is going to start? I wasn't able to find when this program takes effect for social media stars.
I think it has already begun.
Okay.
I think it has
Okay.
already begun.
Oh, hey, Seben, how are you? Seben said we influenced him to drop Showbox.
Well, yeah.
Thank
High five,
God.
dude. High five.
Yes.
High five, dude. Thank you.
Thank God. Oh,
Okay.
Seben knows the deal. Good,
Okay.
good. I do have another Twitter story.
Yes.
So with everybody knows what happened to Leslie Jones on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
She left after a lot of abuse. Oh, and by the way, sorry, tangent. There was was it 2020 last night? They did a whole thing on this climate of trolling on social media. It
Okay.
was really, really good, and they actually interviewed uh Milo somethingopoulos, because you know I don't give
The
him
gyro
the
dude.
yes.
Call it,
So
call it, call it
Milo
gyro.
somethingopoulos, they actually interviewed him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got some incredibly interesting thoughts. So if you can find that 2020, it just came on last night. You'll probably be able to watch it on ABC, the ABC app.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and take a look, because it really looks at trolling and very relevant to what we're doing. So anyway, the Leslie Jones debacle, she was a very high profile departure. Now she's back. Had some other problems with the website, but she's back on Twitter. And the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, has admitted that they've been doing a poor job of managing trolling and abuse on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
So, for a year, they've been working on a platform, a system that's keyword based. And according to Bloomberg, it would allow users to stamp out certain words that appear within your feed. So that includes curse words, racial slurs, and other insults.
Okay.
So they've struggled to develop this tool because the premise of Twitter is to allow users to publicly communicate with everyone else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So to kind of put these barriers on it is kind of counterproductive to what Twitter is.
Yeah.
And so this is why they've struggled for a while, although I still maintain they could have done more earlier in terms of this. However, this has been their struggle. So right now, if you're using Twitter, your ability to do anything about it is to report the offending users. But this tool, they're saying, is going to be more far-reaching and a more wide-ranging solution than just blocking individual users. So it would eventually come to moderate all kinds of content, including blocking hashtags and certain users that you may not wish to follow.
Okay. Well, there you have it, people. They're trying. They're trying. They're trying. So you can't knock a person when they're trying to do right. They're trying.
They are 130 million users is a difficult task to manage.
Yeah, because
So
once you kill one troll, 10 million come. It's just like, and on top of that, you don't want to kill that spirit of free speech. So it's trying to straddle that ain't easy.
it's not.
really
It's
not.
not. And I think what their approach has been to let the community police those types of things,
Mm-hmm.
because what ends up happening is when there is abuse, okay, well, with celebrities, let's take Beyonce. Say something right now again. Go ahead, tweet something about Beyonce's performance and see if the beehive doesn't sting you to death.
Well, well,
There's no amount of EpiPen or anything that can.
when I first started talking about Lemonade, and I was like, it's Daughters of the Dust.
It is Daughters of the
Moving
Dust.
on.
Absolutely. But
I
that
was waiting for the
Daughters
beehive
of
to
the
come.
Dust.
I was waiting, and I was ready. I was like,
I don't even know what Daughters of the Dust
well,
is.
no, they don't, but
So,
whatever. They don't, but nonetheless, you know,
that's
you're right.
constructive
Well,
criticism.
well, them and some other ones. So, but this is not new though, because even some years back, I remember when Sherry Shepherd said something about Little Kim, and this new look that Little Kim. This was before the newest look of Little Kim, and not the look you have on your face right now. I'm sorry. I saw that. You thought I wasn't gonna see. See, I see you. See, I see you. Okay. So, and this young, I'm assuming a youngin, came after her so hard, and basically talking about he wished he was raped and all this other crap via Twitter. Just like you doing way too much, and you little Kim don't even know who the hell you are. So chill. But nonetheless, it does get kind of uh sometimes even regular folk. You just gotta step away. Every tweet need not be responded to. I mean, that's at the end of the day, you don't have to respond to it. Block, do whatever you need to do, take a walk, go away. And now with these new tools, do what you need to do as far as the keywords, so you don't even have to worry with it anymore. But don't let a little troll who you got shoes older than that individual, especially, and even if they're an older person, don't let them stop you from doing what you want to do on Twitter or enjoying Twitter as a whole. That's my mentality of it. So
I feel
that's just me. So speaking of Twitter, we got a new head person in charge at Twitter.
Yeah. Oh,
We got a new person now.
we do.
We do now.
We do.
I'm gonna show y'all this picture.
And I love this picture.
Do y'all know him? Anybody know this? Anybody know this dude?
Your sister say like, yes, I do.
Anybody know this dude? He is not a model. No, he's not a singer. He's not a rapper, not a hip hopper, none of that. His name is, please don't let me mess up this man's name, Jayanta Jenkins. Jayanta Jenkins is now the head person in charge of creative content for Twitter.
Big deal.
Big deal. Big. So see this picture, look at it, get to know his face, because you'll be seeing his work. I promise you, you'll be seeing his work. Now, for those of you who are like, well, who is this dude for real? He comes over from Dre's Beats, and he was working with a lot of the celebrities there, managing content, video content, some of the more marketing material as far as video and things of that nature there. So, and he will be doing some similar stuff as the head of global content there at Twitter. So, like I said, Twitter is trying. They're trying. And I would dare say he is probably the highest ranking person of color there at Twitter. I could be wrong on that because, we always...
I think you're correct. If we're wrong,
we're sorry.
Say something. But I think you're correct. Wow. This is awesome. This is awesome news. It's a good day in tech. It's awesome news for tech because I think it really says when you see people that look like you or you see diverse faces and hear diverse voices, it says this is something you can do. So it's not lost on us when these things happen because this is, not just for me, but for the next generation. Oh, I can be the XYZ at Twitter. And I think it's really important. So kudos, Twitter. You may be messing up in other areas, but you got this one right. Cheers.
Yeah, big ups.
Yes,
big ups.
but he's also just damn talented. So
yeah, he did Nike's sitcom style, The LeBrons. I never saw that.
I didn't see that either, but I heard about it.
Okay, and he was also behind the Chamber of Fear campaign that gave birth to the early viral sensation Afro Ninja. Now, Afro Ninja, I have seen some stuff from Afro Ninja that I have seen.
That's awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
Yay, Twitter.
Yay, Twitter. So I do have on the our underground section, I do have a new app that has come up. For those of you that are interested in discovering live streams in your immediate area, there's a new app called Centric. No, not like the television channel that's part of Viacom, but spelled the same way. And it bills itself as the Tinder of social video. So what it's there to do is to help you discover different videos that are being shared within the immediate geographic section, or location. So within the it will be within a radius of 22 miles. Okay. So this is for right now, YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope. Now, it doesn't say anything about live video. So we know Periscope is live video, as YouTube is as well. But I don't know if whether or not that aggregates live and archive video or if it's just archived right now. But in the coming weeks, they'll probably talk a little bit more about what the functionality is. You can also adjust it to a smaller area. And the company is saying they also plan to integrate more video platforms as it expands. So you could be seeing a lot of other video platforms. You could be seeing the YouNows, et cetera, on there as well. Now, this could really be helpful, as they're saying, for the discovery of things at big events. So, for example, the Consumer Electronics Show, that's a huge show that's in Vegas at the convention center. The convention center is huge, 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 huge. Trust me, as somebody who had to run to a session that I forgot about from another session in another hall, and I was sweaty as hell. So that that the convention center is huge, and it would really do well to have live streams and know where live streams are coming from for something like the CES or even Coachella, the large music festival that takes place in Coachella, that's California, right? Or is that, that's in California, the desert. So that is the new app for you. It is available on iOS in the coming weeks. It should be available for Android. It is called Centric, and it helps you discover live streams within a 22-mile radius on Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube right now.
Alrighty. Now, we're going to wrap this show up with one last piece of good information. Now, for those of you who enjoy a little fun with your emoji and a little celebrity sprinkled on top.
You know I was going to do that.
I had no clue. So, guess who's got their own emoji? Now, we talked about Jesse having his own emojis. I mean, he was doing, not emojis, but he was doing gift files.
Emojis, right?
Yeah, Ebroji. So,
Ebroji.
Ebroji. Now,
yeah.
let me introduce you to this. That's right. Ellen got her own called Emoji Exploji. Emoji Exploji.
That's so Ellen.
Isn't it though? It just looks like fun.
That is so Ellen.
It just looks like fun right from the start.
Who doesn't want to use Exploji?
Right. So, now what makes this different is you can do, not only does it have the emoji, but it also does GIF files. And there's cute ones, one where like dropping the mic, one with her dancing, and some other stuff. So it's not just one kind of content within it. So you can do the emojis and you can do the GIF files. And here's the thing though, it ain't free.
Come on now, that would be too much like right.
It is available for both Android and iPhone users for the small price of $1.99. Basically $2.
So $2 for the entire set, or okay, the full set of emojis for $2. Okay,
that's better than a 2-piece and a biscuit, right?
Well,
that depends if you're hungry, because you can't eat an emoji, so
you can't eat it. You can.
Well, find something comparable.
Exactly.
In your life.
Exactly.
But that's really cute, and I suspect too. When her show comes back, because everybody's coming back in September, she'll probably officially do more along the lines of launching it and letting more people know about it.
And you could probably get them in the Ellen store. Excuse me.
And so, see her product placement? I see you. I see you. You are not slick.
Look, these people are going to feed me. Okay?
You are not slick. I see you. Like Facebook. You see how this screen is split?
She's right here with me. Don't believe the hype.
You see, we got 2 separate houses. Her background does not look like mine.
She has a green screen. That's
why are you giving away my secrets? See? You weren't supposed to tell that. Okay.
That wasn't, see, nobody would have known had you said, see.
Whatever. All right, so that's it, people. Thank you for joining another episode of the Social Media Scene. For those of you watching the replay, please share with your friends and your frenemies.
Can we, I would just like to acknowledge, thank you so much. We appreciate you watching. So Kimberly Maya, Don John, who is Donovan Johnson, also Adrian Williams, who's a soror, and also Adina Bailey. thank you for watching. I'd like to thank Linda Summers Donahue. You're awesome. C. Ben Green, thank you for watching and for dropping Shadowbox or whatever that thing was called. Zakia Ringgold, the soap lady herself, thank you for being here. Uh, yeah. All right. So,
Thank you to
and then everybody else in Facebook
yeah.
Live land.
Love to all my lurkers. Love y'all. I no. Hey, I need y'all too. To no, I don't mind you lurking. Just share with your friends.
Lurk and share.
Lurk and share. Lurk and share. Have a great weekend, everybody. Now be safe because you know there's gonna be some checkpoints someplace. So just be safe out there
Be safe and sensible.
and sensible, so you can come back next Friday and we'll have a whole new lineup of stuff to talk about.
Absolutely.
All right,
Love you for watching. Bye.
and bye bye.